Welcome to the dual system syncing demo. I've already transferred my audio and video clip from my phone and my laptop. And one thing I want to stress is media management. So you've noticed I've named these with the same name. They just have their different extensions to show their file format. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder called iSync. And I'm going to just drop these together because ideally you're going to have your media managed in a way that makes your workflow pretty smooth. So since we only have one of each, it's pretty straightforward, but I would even recommend maybe if you have multiple clips, making an audio and video folder. The more organized you are, the easier it will be in the long run. So, all right, so I've transferred these clips to my hard drive, and now I'm going to and they're organized. And now I'm going to open up Premiere. And I'm going to make a new project. Give it a name. And of course, as a reminder, anytime you're starting a new project in Premiere, you want to set the scratch disk here. And, you know, we all have our sort of specific organizational systems. I recommend sort of come up with one that works for you. For me, I keep everything together. So for instance, in my folder I just made, the iSync, I have audio and video. And I'm actually going to make a new folder called Premiere. And this is where I'm going to save my Premiere files. And now this way, if I move that master folder, the iSync folder, anywhere from like one hard drive to the next, everything is together, everything is organized. So that's just how I like to work. And you'll notice, I kind of breezed through this, but right up here is your main scratch disk setting. You can go and individually change certain elements. We don't really do that, but the thing we do check is under scratch disks down here to make sure that they all these settings say same as project. Then we click OK. We're going to import our media to Premiere. And for me, I always go file import. Some people are more drag and drop, but that's okay. And so here, I'm just going to find my folder. And again, my audio and video are in these folders. So if I just hit shift and select them both, I can import them. And so if there was, let's say I had a bigger shoot and I had like 10 video clips and 10 audio clips, they would all be organized in these folders. Now that I've imported my footage, we're going to get to syncing here. And for the sake of expediting this, I'm just going to, instead of making a new sequence, which is something that you would be doing more carefully if this was like a more serious project, I'm just going to drag my video clip into the sequence area. And what's really helpful about this is that it makes a new sequence using the settings of that video clip. And if I go up here to sequence settings, I have to have sequence highlighted, I can see what those sequence settings are. So I shot this with my laptop, and actually, because the FaceTime camera's resolution is not full HD, this video is only going to be 720 by 1280. So this is a benefit to just dragging and dropping. It sets everything appropriately. So I'm just going to click cancel. But anyways, but here we can see we have my video. And because this is about syncing dual system sound, let's get to that. And first of all, because when I'm in my new project and my new sequence, it put it into this folder. So I'm just going to drag it out because I like to be really managed. So I've got my audio folder, video folder, and my sequence right there. All right, so if I want to take this good audio that I recorded with my phone and sync it to the audio from my webcam, which is much more poor, here's how we do it. It's so easy. We find the two clips that we want to sync, and we make sure that we hold down Command to select them both. So the syncing is going to actually happen over here in the project window and not over here in your sequence or timeline. That's one thing to know about. So I've highlighted the two clips I want to sync, and I'm going to right click with my mouse, and I'm going to go to Merge Clips. And this brings up this dialog box. And here is what you're going to want to do. You have some options, but the option that you want to choose is audio. So basically this is asking you, how do you want to sync these clips? And what we want to do is we're going to use the actual audio waveform and sync them that way. So computer will compare the two audio waveforms, match them up perfectly, and they will be synced. So that's why I select audio. Down here, the question of what do you want to do with the existing audio and how you want to manage these two tracks you're going to have. So what I want to do is select remove audio from AV clip. And what that means is it takes the audio away that was with the camera and it replaces it with the good audio from the recording device. So I'll click that, and it's going to then create a new clip and give it the title of the files, but with the word merged after it. So that's going to help us organize our new media here. So I'm going to click OK. And you'll notice it compared the two audio waveforms and it made this new clip. So now when I click this clip, it sounds a lot better. So for instance, let me find an area right after I sit down. The notion of the meme was introduced by the evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins in the late 1970s as a way to describe what he called a cultural meme. Memes are units of culture and behavior which survive and spread via imitation and adaptation. The notion of the meme was introduced by the evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins in the late 1970s as a way to describe what he called a cultural gene. Memes are units of culture and behavior which survive and spread via imitation and adaptation. All right, so I'm very pleased with that. So that's good. So now you'll notice the way this is going to work is that after you've synced the clip and you have this new audio track with it, that's what you want to edit with. So what I usually suggest doing if you're working on a bigger project is coming down here, creating a new bin, and I usually put my merged clips all up in there. And then this is actually the main folder that you would be editing from, because this merged clip has your recording with your good audio. And now if I take the video clip, my new clip, you'll notice, look what we have here. So you can see that the audio track is a slightly different color. And you'll also notice that it's not evenly kind of synced up. There's a longer audio track than a video track. And that's actually usually a good sign. It's a sign to show that it's not just starting each clip at the beginning, but that it's really working to find the synchronous points. So here, I'm just going to kind of double check something. So you may have seen people using clapboards, and the reason people use those is to help sync audio and video tracks. So I sometimes, when doing this, even though it's not necessary, I will still give myself like a sync mark in my footage. So let's take a listen and make sure it's synced up properly. That looks good to me. Right, let's watch it again. All right. Always check to make sure your footage looks synced up properly. it's a way to 100% know if it's working. Otherwise, you can always kind of do some lip reading here and make sure everything looks and sounds good. I hid my phone behind this plant, and that way I could sort of I was thinking about like a recording strategy for like how I might record a conversation with limited technology, such as one cell phone as my recording device. And this way you could have two people sitting on this couch, although I don't. I'm just myself talking to myself. Anyways, hopefully you see how easy this is, and I want you to kind of give it a try. So have fun, and you know, after you simply put this together, you might just want to kind of come through and find a nice starting point. Like maybe you'd want to include your sync mark for fun. Just cut this up and start it from there. But yeah, so this clip, if I let it play the whole time, would be 2.5 minutes. And really, if you want to go ahead and upload something as basic as that, that's fine with me. It's just to let me know that you've gone through these steps and make sure it worked. But if you want to go through and do a little like, cleaning up, that's also cool with me. But I hope this exercise kind of is helpful for you guys, like in thinking about production strategies for the semester ahead as you're working with video. So I'm just kind of asking you to kind of give it a try. It's like literally like practice. And but if you want to kind of have a little fun with it, I encourage that as well. Don't really spend too much time on this, because I'd rather have you putting that creative energy towards your next project. So I hope this was helpful and a nice guide, and good luck.